Hello, and welcome to Ghostlight RPGs, where we are streaming The Last Caravan, a Cars and Aliens role-playing game. This is the official stream for our RPG. I'm Ted Bushman. I'm the writer and designer of the game. We're so excited to play some of the game with you here tonight. For the last 2 weeks, we've been running some sessions of the game to give people a chance to see how it plays. We did our session 0, where we created characters, and during our last session, we jumped into the game and had our first full session going through our first region. So if you do not know, The Last Caravan is a Cars and Aliens role-playing game about a midwinter road trip in the wake of an alien invasion. The aliens came, there was a quick and brutal war, and now, after almost a year of silence, you and a caravan of normal people are hitting the road to escape the rumblings of a new war and perhaps safely reach the rumored survivors' city of St. Francis. Along the way, you'll learn more about the alien invasion and how you might have an effect on what's to come. Our Kickstarter has been running for just under 2 weeks. We're about to hit the 2-week mark tomorrow morning. So it means we have 1 week left. This is a pretty short campaign. We are currently sitting at about 11,000 pledge, which is about 240%. So we funded in the first day. It's crazy. So please, thank you for helping make that happen. And yeah, we've currently got 299 backers. So in the chat, I think we're taking some bets on whether or not we're going to hit 300 by the time the session is over. But we'll see. You know, it'll be what it'll be. So more importantly, I am here tonight with Jamie Hansen, Ben Isaacs, Rebecca Munoz, Kristen Perkins, and Carson Wright. Say hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Great. We're not doing personalized introductions because we're not going to do the game. We're going to play. We're just going to jump on in with this. So in our last session, the Harper family, the 3 adult siblings, Bill, Francis, and Randy, Francis's daughter, Ava, and Francis's friend's son, Laurie, from the UK, began their journey from their family home in eastern West Virginia and headed west because the aliens are coming. There's a new alien power rising in the east after this war that had been quiet for months. So everyone got out of the house, packed up, and this desperate last-ditch effort fought this alien drone and passed by this alien invasion happening in their town. These attackers. There was they witnessed this strange alien sort of mage, this singer who created this strange sonic power, which is sort of seems to be the way that the aliens technology works. And in that moment, Laurie, who had been in the air in an airplane at the moment of the invasion, began to sing in harmony with this. The Harpers did not take lightly to this, believed that he might possibly be an alien, and he shed his own blood in order to prove to everyone that he was a human. Pretty intense.
Thank you.
So the group that continued to travel on through West
very well.
Yeah, the group continued to travel on through West Virginia. They joined a group of people hoping to take out what they believed was an alien relay on top of a large hill in West Virginia. And what they found was a machine being guarded by several aliens who they fought alongside a family of Amish men, Solomon and his 2 sons, Josiah and Amos, and a former police officer. The police officer and Solomon were both killed in the fighting. All 3 of the aliens were killed, and when the alien pod opened, inside the group found a small living alien. We are going, and with that, our session ended last time. So pretty wild. It was a pretty wild time, everybody. So in terms of content warning, this game was generally going to keep a PG-13 rating, alien invasion stuff, violence, but nothing too gruesome or horrible. And yeah, honestly, it's not too bad. That's the general vibe. So turn on your radio, sift through the static, and join us in The Last Caravan.
The aliens came less than a year ago. The war was quick and brutal, but in the end, nobody won. The cities were toast, so we spent months out in the backwoods, surviving. There's a war brewing. We've had to pack everybody up. We're headed your way now. It'll be a dangerous journey, and this winter is as deep as I've ever seen. But we could use you. All we've got is a car, each other, and the road.
So, Bill Harper, you are holding a piece of alien technology in your hands. It's this sort of gun-shaped thing. It has this, it's made out of curved silvery metal. It's pretty heavy. There's also threads of sort of greenish technology that run through it, and several parts of the machine are actively humming and making strange noises, vibrating. You can feel the musical strange technology of the aliens. This is if I understand correctly, I think your first time touching alien material. You have believed in aliens for how long? Like when did Bill first believe that there were aliens?
I think Bill that had a belief early on, even as like a kid. There's like that childhood like aliens kind of thing, pulpy books and television, science fiction stuff that kind of fueled a belief and a desire for them to be real. And I think through that became pretty convinced, probably in teenage 20 years, and really solidified throughout as I dug deeper into conspiracy and the truth, let me just say.
And the truth, exactly. And so
right.
you're feeling this for the first time, and you see these 3 dead aliens, humanoids, taller than you on average. You think the tallest of these 3 is probably 7.5 feet tall. They're collapsed, dead on the ground. Their blackish blood is leaking onto the stones and onto this hiking trail. And all of them are standing before, or lying down before this sculpture, this thing of alien make, this pod that opens up, and with a hiss, as the pressure equalizes between the outside and the inside, there's a little bit of steam that comes out, and you see inside this a small humanoid alien. Looks about the size of 9 to 11-year-old child.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What do you do, Bill? I'm curious what your first reaction is. You may not be the first one to react. That's okay, but I'm curious what you do.
That's okay. I think just like a sense of what's going on here is there's like a moment of breath for a second before the danger, like that the immediate danger has ended. And I think you'll hear Bill say like, "Oh, just wait till Klinger hears about this." Just like under his breath a little bit, like looking at the situation, and then like sort of hackles up a little bit, like looking for other danger. This small alien is do they breathe? Is there movement? Are they
you see that as the whole group is sort of frozen around this. There's Josiah and Amos are these 2 young Amish boys, bearded, sort of brown and red in their beard. They have run over to the body of their father, Solomon, who's lying face down. They're like turning him over, and so, but in this moment, all of you are staring into the pod, and this creature, it does breathe, sort of. And you see it has on its head like a little respirator, like this alien device that is keeping it, that you assume is helping it adapt to the atmosphere. It looks at you. It has this reptilian features similar to a reptilian face that you saw, Lori, when you were in the plane. You had seen someone grab you, and for a moment they looked like this reptilian shape. This is similar to that. There are these large diagonal eyes. The head is sort of has these 2 long ridges that go along its back, and there are bioluminescent beads that glow with this sort of faint bluish light along its head. It has these 3 thick fingers, and looks out at all of you. There's a little bit of like music of choral, sort of a choral sound coming from the inside of the pod that fades as you see its power systems shut down, and it reaches out towards all of you and looks down at the other figures in front of it, and just sort of looks shocked and stares around at you in fear and confusion, at least as far as you can tell from its nearly unreadable expression.
Oh shit. I think Ava's like gonna like reach out a hand to it, like, you know, hey, little guy.
Wait, I don't know if that's a good idea. We should, we need to assess what is happening here. It's an alien. Should we shoot it?
It's
Ava?
a baby, Mom. God.
It's a small alien.
I mean, it looks like a baby. I mean, look at it. It's scared. It doesn't have a gun. It's gonna shoot it unarmed. That's American.
I think your mom's right on this one. I think you need to take a step back here. Randy, give me your coat or whatever.
Give me my coat. Okay. I guess I'll take off my coat and give it to you.
I'm gonna take the coat. I'm gonna take Randy's coat. Sorry, Randy, you're such a good brother. And I'm going to sort of like offer it to this small alien for a second and kind of hold it out and like show like puts it on, like I'll do like a little, you know, charade for it and then hand it to it. And as I'm doing that, I'm like, think of it this way, Randy. I wonder how many of them have worn human clothes before. Yours are the first. And I'll like drop
Wow.
it.
Lucky me. I am honored. I say like shivering here in this like winter.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so is this like, is this not like a communications tower? Is this like a nursery? Like, did we just like kill like a bunch of moms or something? Like,
Oh, no.
They shot at us first. If we think about it, you know,
yeah, because
logically they were shooting at us.
Yeah, and in nature, Mom, a lion is going to attack you if you get near its den. A mama bear is going to attack if you attack its babies. That's what normal moms do, okay?
Well, we're
I mean,
not animals, Ava.
They came here. They came here to our place. Like that's the thing is that a mama lion doesn't leave
Did they attack?
sub-Saharan unless they're like it's different. These people have come to colonize our planet. If they're people, we can call them people if it makes you feel better to humanize them, but they came to colonize our planet. We're going to let them just change things around and take what's ours for them?
As Randy has explained to all of you, you can. There are two people who want to make a study or a harmonized roll. You can attempt to understand the nature of this thing. Would two people want to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Should
so
be
you can
Bill
roll.
and Ava.
Yeah, great. Bill and Ava can both roll and see what they can understand about it.
Narratively.
I don't have anything in that.
Okay.
So just one?
You can spend well if you don't have anything
Oh,
in
yeah.
study or harmonize. It's study or harmonize, one or the other. And you can, if you don't have it, you can spend a heroism, or you can roll 2 dice and take the lower roll, the lower number.
Roll good, please.
Oh no.
Study one.
Yeah,
No
sorry, search and
reason.
survey, not study. Yeah, my bad.
Oh, I got that one. That one's good.
My bad, my
Okay.
bad.
we
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that
you're
one.
lookout. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm back in my blades.
No,
Nomenclature.
you're good.
Thanks, Ben.
Okay. That's not bad. I got a. So like I got them all together, or
No, you do. You just take the
It's
highest.
highest.
oh, okay. I got 2 5s and a 3.
Okay,
So-
great.
Perfect.
And then Bill, what'd you get?
I got a 2, so I start theorizing about something that I read about that's obviously not what it is. I'm going, I don't know, it really could be. This might be one of their smaller fighters or craft in here as I'm like looking at like scorch marks of something. Ava finds
What-
something else probably better.
Yeah, what you do find, Ava, is that it does appear to have thrusters. This is a vehicle, not a structure. And there's actually a pretty serious impact site. Now that you look past it, you see that there's a big like sort of skid mark of how this thing crashed through some trees nearby and landed here. It was then righted, like it had been lowered. There's like mud along the edges of it, but it had been sort of lifted up since that moment. You think it's large enough that it may have contained all of these individuals at one point in different portions of the capsule. This part of the capsule was always closed, so this is its first time opening up. The alien is looking at this coat that's been sort of put before it. It looks around all of you. During the fighting, it's become sort of more concerned and somewhat confused. There's a moment where it sort of starts to reach out towards it, and Josiah, you've been hearing the two of them looking at their father's dead body. Amos has been like shouting and crying in like visceral, loud grief. Josiah stands up, loads his gun, and walks towards the pod.
No, I'm gonna get in front of it. No.
I'm also gonna.
Yeah.
No.
Tears are streaming down his face. He says, "They're responsible for my dad's death."
Okay.
I'm gonna step into this, Ava, unless you want to do something.
I'm just gonna talk. If you
Right.
do something,
So,
you're gonna do something physical, please.
As you're talking, I'm gonna turn around and say, hold on, and I'm gonna grab the barrel of the gun, if I can, and I'm gonna start to lower it, and I'm gonna say, I know what it's like for them to take someone you love. You need to trust me on this. This is not gonna solve that problem.
Let's roll. I
want to
think
be
that's
his
be the
boss.
Yeah, be the boss. Yeah, roll it. Anyone, and you
I
can
want
spend
to be
heroism.
his boss, okay?
His boss. Yeah.
Okay.
If anyone wants to spend a heroism to help out that role, you can.
Yeah, I'll toss him a heroism.
Great.
And
Thank you.
Ava's also going to say, look, I get it. My dad died when the aliens attacked, okay? Like, I get it. I get that loss. This isn't gonna make it better. This isn't gonna make him come back, okay? Like, a life for a life, that doesn't work. Not in the real world.
Roll a 5.
Yeah, you're able to like, to convince him to put it down. But in so doing, there's this moment where he's like he sort of jerks the gun out of your hand, and it looks a little bit like he's gonna do something, but there's this moment of pause, and you watch as he begins to float, as you hear a noise from this pod, and the alien is holding up both of its hands, and multiple voices, 2 voices are coming out of its mouth at once, singing this like counterpoint, and it's like lifting Josiah up in the air. Not Darth Vader choking style, but like arms are starting to like hold behind his back kind of thing.
No.
I mean, I think observing that, I would attack this thing.
No.
If I'm in the pod
Sorry,
and
do you
I'm
understand what
like
it's saying?
seeing it,
It's got your jacket.
like, attack a human, and I don't know if my jacket has been accepted by this thing, but I think in
defending
seeing
itself.
this, I would swing my axe at it,
No.
attempting to kill it.
No, I didn't know.
Okay, so
can I do
you gotta
something?
roll that, Randy, and I think Ava, you're close, but I think Francis, if you want to roll, I mean Francis or Lori, or 2 people could also roll like basically a fight under pressure to try and restrain Randy.
Yeah.
I'll roll a fight under pressure.
Okay, so
I
got a
that's
6 and a
6
4.
for me. Okay, gotcha. So Randy, you go for it. The creature drops Josiah, who falls a foot down, sort of gasping, and your thing is about to go for it, but Ava and Francis sort of pull you back, and the creature immediately like falls forward, crouches down, and sort of holds up its hands in a gesture of surrender. And you hear its voice sort of whimpering confusedly.
I would like to contextualize a situation in diplomatic terms. Meaning a heroism, but I'll sort of step in front of the small alien, and I'll say, look, I don't trust this creature, but it does seem like a child. It does. I think we killed its parents. I think that's what happened. And if we are in the middle of this alien invasion, then I think it is important that sides try to seek some kind of understanding. And how can we find an understanding if we kill children? We will be antagonizing aliens up and down the road that we hope to travel. And
we will be antagonizing the aliens. The aliens came to our planet. The aliens crash landed on our planet. The aliens bombed our planet. We're going to antagonize them by defending ourselves?
Uncle Randy, we can't lose our humanity in defending Earth.
I'm going to take my coat wherever it ended up, and I'm going to step outside. I don't know if this creature put its alien arms in it. I certainly would have hoped to have stopped that. And I'm going to step outside because I don't see things the same way as these people, and they're upset. And I don't want to. I don't want to fight with my family over it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah. You step out into the cold of the pod. Everyone else is still there, sort of gathered around this creature that's like on the ground. Yeah.
Okay. And Bill's like, okay, hold on, everybody, hold on. Lori, you said that you have heard this song. You had the experience you described. Can't you communicate with it or something? Tell us that we're not here to harm it. I need you to try something. Can you try something?
Lori just picks a note and starts humming.
Good. And well, not to interrupt, but
reaching out to it slowly.
Thank you. And Bill's gonna walk out after Randy somewhere later.
Yeah. Are you gonna try and harmonize in this action? Like you could roll.
Sure. I'll give it a roll.
Oh.
Great. Oh, you got
4.
Muted. Okay. You were muted, Kristen, just now. You said I'm gonna.
I was gonna give him the heroism, but.
Oh, okay.
Well, 4 is. If you want to take it, whatever you want to do. Still 4.
4 is good.
So you hum, and the creature sort of looks at you. The alien lifts up and it harmonizes like another. Its second voice does the same thing, or a different harmony, and it just looks up at you in sort of uncertainty.
I pick a second note and started it.
I'll join in. I don't think Frances has like a good sense of musicality, but she'll also have like taking cues off Lori.
Yeah, you might like make the chord kind of weird, and then the alien makes it makes it into a into a 7th chord or something. Yeah, it like sort of changes the chord in some way.
Okay, so it has an inner ear and can make sounds. We know that now.
Ask if it has a name. Can you ask if it has a name?
I point at it and then at myself. Then go, Lori.
Yeah, it responds.
Lori.
Yeah. Ulan.
Ulan.
All right, Ulan.
Is it cold?
It's shivering. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it my jacket. It's probably better, more its size anyway.
Yeah. It as you like take the jacket off, it sings to the jacket, and the jacket like comes out like the
That is so
the sleeves open up and it like gets his eye, and it's just like it's pretty small. Like it's the jacket sort of pools around its feet like a big gown, and the big like floopy things. Yeah. This creature that just lifted a guy into the air and was maybe gonna break his arms. It does look quite cute in this moment. And the hood of the coat probably comes up and floops down over Ulan's eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
like
no, I'm
E.T.
in
walking
love with
around.
it. Oh no, I'm in love with it.
Jeez.
You guys can't shoot it now.
We'll see about
God.
that.
Maybe this is a good step in the right direction. Maybe if we can communicate with it, then maybe we can make peace with them.
Communication is key. And think, if we can get it to communicate with us, perhaps we can also get it, on a radio program. I'm not saying it for
Mom.
No, look, it's not because I want a Pulitzer at the end of this. Such things don't exist.
Who
in
even
this world.
mentioned
I know
that? Who even said that? You're the one who
about
said
the
that.
knowledge that we could be sharing with everyone else. If we could get an alien to communicate with us, the knowledge that we could share.
That's what I just said, Mom. Oh my God.
Well, like a broader swath of humanity, like through the radio, Ava.
Yeah, we could like freaking end the war, maybe, or something. I don't know. Maybe we just. We're humans. We probably shot first anyway. We shoot first. We don't ask questions. Maybe if we talk to them,
I feel like all of that's a long way in the future. We can barely get it to sing notes along with us right now.
It's true.
Well,
so
they're
it's coming with us?
So it seems like you pick up this creature, but I'm curious, what's this moment between Bill and Randy?
Ooh.
Bill is gonna follow you out, Randy, to wherever you end up.
I think I'll just go sit in the snow and cool off a little.
Yeah.
Feeling
And,
frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll hear the footsteps behind you, crunch, crunch in the snow as hey, it got pretty crazy back there. Got pretty heated.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're right. And I've got your back. These aliens invaded us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the way I see it is that we have an opportunity here to learn something or to use something to our advantage against them, to be able to hit back for all that they have done.
Okay.
Okay, so
what? I'm not trying to hit one back for all of humanity. I'm just trying to get on down the road.
right. But I mean, right. What about just hitting him back for me?
I don't know, man.
I mean, come on, Randy. I mean, I've had your back since you were a kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Looked out for you.
Okay. Yeah. I just don't think we should trust this thing, and I don't think that we should treat it like it's a human. And I don't think that we should favor alien lives over human lives. And I don't think that we should harbor this thing. I certainly don't think we should take it with us.
I agree. It's a risk. It's a risk, but I think it could pay off. Think of the things we could learn or understand.
Pay off
or
how?
bargain
And
with it.
is it going to sit? Are we going to tie it up and put it in the trunk? Are we going to is it going to set on someone's lap? We have 5 seats in Chip. What are we going to
We
do?
had another truck down there. Maybe we could get the boys.
Maybe they'll take it with them.
Look, Randy, I get it. it's a lot, but I'm just saying that leaving it here or killing it now doesn't do what
Okay.
it's not enough,
Well,
right?
I'm not going to. I'm going to defer to what y'all think. We can see what the seating situation is in the car when we get there with our 5 seats. If that's what you want to do. If one of y'all wants to stay here, maybe we could leave Laurie here. We don't even really know him. We're picking up foreigners, so might as well just pick up one's as good enough to me as the other. I don't even know.
All right.
I'm just going to kind of like get some space.
Okay.
Just like walk away, hopefully.
Great.
Yeah.
And Randy will
down the hill. No, go ahead.
Great. Yeah, and Bill's just like, all right, Randy. Like as you go back, I got your back. Like down the hill as you keep walking. That's all.
Yeah. Well.
They descend. Francis would at some point go up to Ava. I don't know if Ava's maybe carrying the alien, but
Yeah.
are you cold? Do you want my jacket? You know?
I'll be fine till we get to the car. It's not the first time I've walked around outside without a jacket.
When you see her consider that she maybe should, as the mom, give the jacket up, but she'll take the scarf off from around her neck and sort of drape it over you. It's like meant to be a caring gesture.
Yeah, and I think Ava, like, she knows, and she really likes it, but she just doesn't want to give her mom that satisfaction because she'll run with it. She's like, no, I'm not gonna say that this is making it better.
That's great.
But she there's a little smile, like.
And I think there's also Kate's reminding us from last session. Ava, you got a
Oh, that's right. I got shot.
Yeah, you got shot in the leg.
Oh,
So you're probably struggling a bit.
I'm limping. It's fine. I'm fine. I took off my jacket and I'm limping and probably bleeding out of my leg. But look, a baby.
Hey, before we walk away from it, I think Bill will double back and grab junk out of this thing, out of this pod or whatever. Just some bits and bobs and things that look important or that slot into things or.
Yeah. So I think we're going to say you can as a group get 6 inventory slots worth of alien stuff. Most of this will probably end up being alien crafting material you could use with some other alien thing. And you've already picked up your alien weapon. But you could also do a project, a slow project to sift through this stuff and see if there's anything actively usable. So you can split up that 6 inventory space as you will them in the group, because I think that'll probably fill you up, wouldn't it, Bill?
Yeah, probably. All 6 of them? Yeah. I gave my pistol to who? Lori, you holding my pistol? No, who is it?
I guess
yeah,
yes,
Lori
I'm
is.
holding your pistol. Yeah, you handed it to me. Do you want it back?
You know what? You keep it. I like how it looks on you.
Oh, good.
And pats you on the shoulder and goes, "Welcome to America, Lori."
Fully into the pocket.
Yeah.
There's suddenly an eagle in the background. Just.
Can I? What are we doing with Mark and Solomon's bodies? I guess Laura would probably try to find Josiah and Amos.
Yeah.
Just ask them. So, I'm sorry for what happened to your father, and is there anything we can do to help you too?
Josiah is looking pissed still, and Amos says, he's been really, really crying. His just eyes are swollen. He says, "You were right to not kill it. It was a child, I think. I think we're gonna take Dad's car and we're gonna be heading up north to join the Allegheny Army. I think that's what we were planning on doing anyway. So that's what we'll be doing. But you can take these," and he hands you the keys to Mark's vehicle.
Thank you. Do you need help are you taking your father with you, or do you want us to bury him or cremate? I don't know exactly
Yeah, we
what you prefer.
do burial. Josiah and Amos look at you, and in the distance you hear more like of the low bleeding of the alien technology, and they say, Amos is about to look at you in a way that seems like he's going to ask you for help, and Josiah says, "You get going. You folks need to be safe."
Oh, that's nice of them.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm sorry for what happened. I know that your father only wanted to do something good and be good in this new world.
Yeah.
And it seems like the two of you are following in his footsteps, so I'm sure he'd be proud of you.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Yeah. Godspeed.
Thank you. And to you too.
And they turn to their own business, and you get down to the car. Bill, you were gonna do something.
Well, I just want to know, is Mark's car like a cruiser? Like a...
It's not a police car. It was his personal vehicle. I'm thinking it's an SUV.
little Explorer, little Ford Explorer.
Yeah, it could be Ford Explorer, or like a Nissan Pathfinder or something. 2005 something. Maybe
Great.
a RAV4. It's not in amazing condition, but it's not in terrible condition. So speaking of, let's inspect it. Let's learn what's wrong with it.
Yay!
What it's not as bad
It's
as
perfect, Ted. Right? It's perfect.
Yeah, it's in perfect condition.
Nothing's wrong.
So with the
Too many
inspection,
Christmas.
let's see how many. I think you generate by dice rolls how many things it has. So yeah, okay. So first we're gonna roll a d6 to see how many pros this has. So go ahead and somebody roll.
Who's feeling lucky?
Single d6.
I've been doing good, but if somebody else wants to roll.
No, do it. My daughter,
think-
do it.
Well,
It's
I think
currently-
because I said it, it's not going to be good now.
No, you got it.
I was
Yeah.
right.
Throw it.
How was it? 3. Oh no. Okay. So it's gonna get 1 pro. And then let's roll another d6 and see how many cons it has.
I'll do it.
Okay.
3.
Hey, lucky number.
It has 2 cons. So let's now we're gonna roll for the roll on the pros table. So Becca, go ahead and roll your pros. Roll a d6.
4.
Okay. The 4 is off-road tires and shocks. This car has
Ooh.
increased endurance when off the road or on difficult terrain. It's
Mm.
actually really quite good. And then Kristen, roll 2d6.
It's 2 3s. Should I roll one of them?
No, that's okay. So that just means both of them. That just means both of them are the bad things. So go ahead and roll both of them again.
Okay. Now it's a 1 and a 2.
Okay. So
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
Thanks. Mark.
Mark's SUV is a slow starter, so due to a freezing fuel line, this vehicle will take longer than normal to start. And there is also a broken window. So one of the windows is broken, which means that if a person, it's the right passenger window in the back of the vehicle. If someone is sitting at that exact seat, they will take 1 harm every upkeep phase for their traveling in that car. But you've got enough space now seating between the 2 cars that you don't have to put anyone in that seat.
Don't worry about it, Randy. See, we got plenty of seats.
Not
Can
sitting
we
in
just-
my car.
Let's just tape
Yeah,
that
Bill-
trash bag over the window. It's fine.
Bill immediately starts to, without consulting, be like, well, I guess I'll drive Mark's here, and I can take well, what was the name again?
Ulan.
Hold on.
Line.
I could take Ulan. with me.
Okay.
I would
What you thinking?
Bill, what are your intentions with Ulan?
What do you mean my intentions?
I don't know. I
my
think you got
intentions
to
are
roll to see what you can suss out.
I'd like to roll investigation.
Yeah, we'll search and
Insight.
search
I'd like to roll insight.
it. I mean, how do you feel about that, Carson?
Bill will say to you, my intentions are to put them in a car and get them on the road with us. Some friendly conversation. Maybe I can work out a way to communicate as we're driving. I mean, I've done a lot of study and reading about this. I'm sure that some of that's going to be able to come in handy somewhere here, and eventually we're going to need to be able to learn a little bit more about and looks at Ulan. Ulan, he points at Ulan.
Well, I'm riding with Ulan.
Would
want
love
to
that, kiddo.
interview Ulan at some point, ideally some point soon. I think it would be helpful to record Ulan speaking
Francis,
now, or
he
singing,
cannot
rather.
speak English.
No, I understand, but when we develop the story,
We don't even know if
important
it's
to
a
have the
he.
background.
Pardon me, Ulan. We don't know yet. You're getting ahead of yourself. And frankly, we need to get on the road. If there are more of them and they come around and see what we've done, we need to be gone from here. I mean, am I wrong? Looking around.
Nope. You're right.
So, kiddo, why
Lori's-
don't you hop in the back? Let's put Ulan up in front. Lori, is everything amenable to you? Randy, does this sound good?
I'll ride with Randy.
Are you sure? Because you're kind of the one that seems to be able to talk to him. So
I mean, all of you, there's room enough for all of y'all in the SUV.
Randy.
he's so cranky. Like Sumo's sitting in Chip. Like he's already in the passenger seat.
I think Sumo like comes up when you were get to the bottom of the hill, smells Ulan, and like, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is his response, Ava?
I don't think he's keen on the alien because he's like, this is a foreign smell, and I don't know what it is, so I'm not really intrigued. Like, like he's just kind of like,
keep in his own space,
yeah.
So yeah, he's in the front of Chip, sort of like trying to get people to go. Like he, Randy's probably already in the driver's seat, and Sumo's like leaning forward, like, yeah, get in with me and Uncle Randy.
I mean, Lori, if you want to go with Ulan, I can ride with Uncle Randy. Like, I don't want you to feel like you're obligated to.
I'll ride with Randy. Just take this, and she'll hand Ava like just a recorder. It's not a radio or anything. It's just a recorder that she uses to get snippets. Just make sure you get some good sound. I think it'll be helpful, for the story later. And then she'll get in the passenger seat of Chip.
Okay. I'm just gonna start buckling Ulan in.
All right.
Yeah, you have to, Francis. You have to convince Sumo to get in the back because he's like, I want to be in the front.
He's like, no.
Back there.
He eventually can be convinced. He lays down and takes up the entirety of the back seat. He looks a lot more comfortable than in the previous drives.
Oh yeah.
And y'all head out on your way. This is like the middle of the night at this point. So I imagine you're probably driving for a bit, getting out of Dodge, and then sleeping on the road. But we're now jumping into the travel phase. So we've just finished. Well, we're actually going to jump into the upkeep phase first. So we've done our we did our whole detour phase. The way that the upkeep phase works during our travel is that we will start by adding the caravan noise. So I think this is, once again, not like some crazy thing. You didn't explode anything. There's a couple gunshots. I think we're just going to add one to your caravan noise. So we're now at 2 caravan noise. So you there is some awareness in the region that y'all are around. You could spend a travel action to get rid of that if you wanted to. Also, we should spend 1 fuel per vehicle. Now, Mark's car began with 2 fuel in it. So you can spend from that fuel slot. Carson, are you being our scribe on those vehicles there? Or is
Sure, I can
Ben
be.
doing that, or I don't remember. I just don't remember.
It wasn't me, and we might have decided and forgotten.
Yeah.
It,
So, there's-
wasn't me, but I can keep track of Chip if we need to.
I'll keep track of Mark. We'll name him
Gotta
Mark
name
after
it.
Mark.
We
Oh.
name it. Yeah, we're giving.
You can, there's a lot of names you can name it. There's also
You don't want to name it after some spaceship or something, Bill? Like
Mark.
the Ark.
All right, I'll give it. I'll give it
Mark
some-
II,
Yeah,
like an
Mark
Iron Man
II.
suit, but it's
exactly.
Mark II.
Yeah.
Mark II.
Love
Okay,
it.
I'll see.
I'll give it some thought. But that means there's one fuel left in Mark's car.
Okay.
Great.
And
And then I can't
we had
remember-
one. We used one fuel and Chip already, right?
Yeah, and we didn't do any actions to get me more fuel. I don't believe. But I think we had
we-
supplies.
We looked
Yeah,
for
well, we looked for
supplies.
supplies at
Okay. So I think we had extra supplies, but not extra fuel.
Not
So I think
fuel.
we're down
I
to
think it's time to look for
one-
fuel.
yeah, it's one and
one
one.
fuel and Mark, and I think we spend the last one in Chip because you started with 2. and
Mhm.
spent
Let's
one
get
last
looking.
time. Yeah, but you've got enough for this travel phase. And then I think we got some more supplies, so I think we have 3 supplies left now. Does that sound correct between the caravan?
Yes.
Great.
Yes,
So-
I think so.
With that done, yeah.
Ted, at what point do we heal from harm?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's the recover action as one of your travel actions you can take. You also can use slow items like your tea to
Okay.
heal individuals. Also, there are some bandit actions that allow you to heal. There used to be a mechanic that if you were on the left side of the health track, you healed every travel phase, but it turned out to be too powerful. People could heal too easily, and it felt like fights didn't matter. And so currently, you're just stable, so you
Okay.
don't lose any health if you're on that side. So
Don't
yeah,
get
so you're gonna have
worse.
to
But
yeah, exactly. You don't get worse. So you're gonna have to be deliberate about doing some healing. So yeah, that now means we've got 3 travel actions and a lot of things we want to do with it. Also, what happens next is we're gonna enter our next region. If we've fulfilled the way out, which in this case was 2 detours. So you're moving from West Virginia into the Weird Virginia region. I will describe in a moment, after we've done 1 or 2 of our travel actions, the physical reality of arriving in Weird Virginia. But for now, you're on your way there. So yeah, we've got 3 travel actions we can take as a group. They are work on a long-term project, a slow project, repair or modify a vehicle, lie low, which reduces caravan noise, obtain supplies, obtain fuel, and recover from harm. So yeah, what are people thinking?
Thinking we gotta get
Yes.
some fuel.
Yeah.
Yep,
Ooh,
Randy's
that's
thinking
probably
like Bill.
necessary.
Yeah. So 2 travelers can roll an appropriate gambit, whatever they think would apply. And for every success, you get a fuel. So yeah, who wants to do it?
I'm gonna suggest maybe working on this, Randy. But what do you want?
Well, I was wondering if I could do maybe. I mean, I don't know what is an appropriate. I mean,
Anything you
search and
can-
survey seems like the obvious choice, but depending on what is around, other gambits might work. Like, is there people around we can barter with? Is there like a gas station that we can maybe try and rig and repair some
That's what I
fuel
was
up out of
thinking.
the
Siphoning
tank,
like cars left over
Yeah,
and stuff.
find a
Yeah.
tanker.
So rig and repair, I think, is totally reasonable. There's totally other cars, other vehicles around. You could do that. There are other settlements around here. You could do do an action that you feel appropriate. So I think all those I think are appropriate. Whatever you can.
I think I'll rig and repair to try to siphon some out of a abandoned something or other.
Great.
Me
Yeah.
too. That was. Can I do that too? The 2 of us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, you can both do that. Yeah, go ahead and roll your. And then you can spend heroism if you want. Also, Ben, you should get a heroism for that attack
For
on
being
the
reckless?
alien. Yeah, that was pretty serious. Any other
Being
heroisms?
xenophobic?
Yeah, it's great. Any other heroisms that we need to get? 'Cause
I
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I might want to take one for creating a moment for care. by going over to talk to Josiah.
Oh, that was
and
so
Amos.
good.
Oh,
Yes, that's exactly
yeah.
right. Yeah, it's fabulous. Ben, I don't know. I think strategize about an upcoming dangerous situation was part of that as well. Like you're thinking about the aliens and what they did. I don't know. Do you feel like that applies? I feel like it.
Certainly. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's just assuming that they have ill intentions
Yeah.
and strategizing about that by trying to do the not take them with us strategy.
Yeah. And I don't want to, yeah, like, and I guess one interesting question here is like, how many triggers worth of stuff can you get from exactly the same action? Because also, you attacking the alien feels like you attempting to protect another traveler from danger.
I think so. I mean,
so
I was trying to protect homeboy who's being like force lifted up in the air.
Yeah, and I think this is not an unreasonable amount of heroism to get from a single scene. Like I think like it's a currency that we want to want. So I think that's 3 heroism for you from that. 1 for Lori, definitely. Any other things? And Kristen, you got your 1 for contextualizing a situation in diplomatic terms. Any other things that people feel like? I mean, we should be declaring these in the moment, but it's you're never gonna.
I don't know if it would qualify, but one of mine is to aid a faction, and I was like trying to help the baby, like.
Yeah, I think the baby represents a faction at this point. And you're framing this as a broader.
Seems right.
You said, let's try to end the war. So I think like you are framing this in those terms. So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Get yourself a heroism.
Yay!
What about? I mean, not everybody will get the same amount here, but Bill, was there anything that you felt like?
No, I'll try harder. I'll earn them better. I'll remember they exist, and I'll hit those triggers.
Did you suggest an alternate viewpoint, Lori? Did you weigh in on that?
Not
Really. I feel like not as much. Yeah.
I might have cut you off, and I'm sorry about that. But...
No, I couldn't really figure out how exactly Lori feels about this little alien. To be entirely honest,
it's a tough situation.
So
yeah.
I was happy. I was happy to be like, you know what, the family. I'm not officially part of the family. They can make the call right now. I'm not going to jump in.
So, sorry, jumping back to Randy and Bill. Sorry. So jumping back to Randy and Bill, who are doing this action, if you want to apply any of that heroism to this role, you are allowed to do so.
I'll apply heroism.
Yeah, great, cool.
I shall heroically siphon gas. Go.
Yes.
5.
Great. Okay, and Bill, how'd you do?
I got a 6, so I think I reteach him how to siphon the gas a little bit.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so you're gonna find 2 fuel in this situation. So each vehicle gets a fuel. Yeah.
Hooray! Okay, so I'm keeping track of Chip. So Chip now has 2 fuel. Great.
Yeah, put it in Chip.
Yeah. This is already.
I find 2 fuel. So is that 4 total fuel or?
That's 2 total fuel between the 2.
2 total fuel. Given Chip, give it to Chip.
Yeah. This is a good question of balance when you've got multiple vehicles here. What other actions are we doing? Oh, sorry, really quick before that. You've all left the region, which means you all get to develop. So on the bottom right of your character sheet, you'll see that you can make a choice of either adding a dot to a gambit, which can now go up to 3 if you want it to, which is really amazing. You can gain a new special ability from the list, or you can clear all of your harm.
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty big. So each of you gets that. I'm curious to hear what y'all choose.
Thematically, I'm going to grab harmonics, and hopefully I can play that out a little bit.
Cool. That's sweet. Yeah, that looks good.
Learn from Ulan a little bit, maybe, in the next bit, which is you understand alien technology to a degree.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I love that.
That's where I'm at.
Cool. Anybody else have a choice?
Could you explain Xenotourist to me a little bit?
Yeah. So the way Xenotourist works is that if you encounter a landscape that has been rendered alien, if you're like, inside a ship or some place that's got, alien growth there, if there's any penalties that anyone would suffer, you don't suffer them, they're reduced. And you also can hold an additional harm total at a time. So normally people are limited in how much they can hold at a time. You have an additional capacity, and you get an additional slot for harm, which means that you have 5 harm on your left and 4 on your right. Of those things.
I think I'm going to take that one, and I think
Cool.
that's because seeing this baby alien or this smaller alien, I know everybody doesn't like calling it a baby, seeing this smaller alien that seems quite helpless, I think has really changed Ava's point of view on what might be happening in the grand scheme of things. It's no longer just this invisible face of alien them. It's now these are actual beings, and like there's a system and a culture and a society. And so I think she's now a little more intrigued in maybe finding a peaceful solution that maybe will end all of this. And so
yeah, cool. So yeah, she's become more open-minded towards it. It's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Kristen, did you have a choice?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get add a dot to talk it out.
Great.
I just like being overpowered on that. I think it'd be fun to roll 3 die.
Yeah, that's great. No, that seems perfect. Yeah. Jamie, did you choose? Or did you?
I don't know. I didn't say. I was tempted. Ted, can you explain to me under special abilities for heal thyself? During upkeep, choose a traveler other than yourself. They heal 2 harm. You no longer heal automatically during upkeep.
Okay, so that needs to be updated based on the new mechanical change here. But I think the way we should treat that is, okay. Here's my immediate rewrite. We'll see. Is that you during the upkeep phase, you choose a traveler to lose 1 harm and another traveler to gain a heroism.
Okay.
So basically, you get a free heal on 1 person every upkeep, and you get a free heroism you give to somebody else. And you can, ideally, you role play or explain narratively how you achieve that. With that balancing effect, do you feel like that's worth your time or no?
I will give it I will nab that. Heal thyself.
Great. And we can we're developing should happen during the upkeep phase, so that includes this upkeep phase right now. So who do you want to heal?
Okay. I think Ava's the only one of us aside from Laura who has harm, right?
I have 2 harm.
Oh.
From something.
Yeah.
But
Is Bill the only unharmed one?
Hey, I've been doing a good job.
He's been training for this.
I'm gonna say heal 1 for Ava and give a heroism to Randy.
Oh.
I want to see the scene where you heal Ava.
Got her leg.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a monster.
You're the one driving the car. Ew. Uncle Phil.
You're like checking the rear view. Sorry. This popcorn ain't gonna eat itself. Okay.
And then Ben, what did you choose for develop?
I think I'm going to choose another special ability. I'm going to do Impossible Endurance, which is once per encounter, I may spend a heroism to ignore taking 3 harm or less, and I gain 1 heroism capacity.
Yeah. That's really tanky power. That's cool. Yeah, cool. Oh, this is fun. So great. So now we're back to the travel phase. So we've done 1 of our 3 travel actions. What's next?
I'll suggest, I'm not in the car, but I'll suggest would trying to communicate with Ulan be a long-term project? Could that be a long-term project?
I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to talk again.
Yeah.
I think it certainly can be. Yeah.
I can help with that. I've got 2 in harmonize with alien. So
Cool. So yeah, the way that working on a slow project works always is you choose up to 2 travelers can take appropriate actions to work on it. So in this case, it's going to be a harmonized. Talk it out is also, you could also roll talk it out. So like Francis could be a part of that if you wanted to. Though yeah, up to you to choose who's going to participate.
Not me.
who wants to teach the alien?
Unless but this kind of feels like a Francis Lori.
Lori and Ava.
We
Okay.
Can, if I've got your leg up in the back seat, I imagine it's like Ava, Ulan, Lori, or something.
Yeah.
and we're just talking sort of to Ulan while I'm.
I was wondering if Ulan was in the big trunk of the SUV with like blankets all around.
Yes!
A little nest.
Yeah.
Because like my concern is, what do they eat?
Mm.
What does he breathe? We haven't even seen whether they.
Oh yeah, he has the thingy on.
Yeah.
Is that battery powered?
Yeah, freaky.
I feel like this is one of those instances where we like took an animal out of the wild and then we're not prepared to care for it. Like
Yeah. Yeah, so you let's whoever's gonna roll for communicating with. So are you gonna roll, Francis?
Car. Yeah.
Oh sure.
It should be Laura and Ava. I think that's fun. More fun.
Great. Yeah, with Bill in the front being like, hey, ask him this. Ask them this. Bill's very careful about pronouns.
Bill's very careful.
I'm gonna spend heroism.
Great.
All right. 3, 2, and a 5. So 5.
Nice. Oh, great.
Yay!
That's great. And Becca, how'd yours go?
Not great. Well, I mean, it's a 5, so.
Okay. No, that's great. No, that's fabulous.
But I just like I'm not really adding to anything here. Like.
Yeah, sure. No, that's good. So you so that's going to be in this 6-part clock for this slow project. You filled 4 slots. So just like basic communication with this creature will not necessarily take too much longer. So what the original communication has become a little bit about food, a little bit about this interaction. So like there's probably like, you know, peanut butter on a spoon that you're sort of holding out in the back seat.
Pretzel bite. Pretzel bite.
Yeah.
And then you see my hand come back underneath like this for a pretzel bite.
Driver toll.
Yeah, the dad tax up here.
Dad tax.
Ulan is, you know, still pretty cautious around all of you, but there's just like a couple of reach outs where it like takes the spoon and you see it remove its respirator.
God, I hope
And
it's
it,
not
like-
allergic.
And it lets itself, it like breathes in a few times. You perceive, you know, breathing air, but it perhaps being lacking in something that it needs. But it's like it tries some of the peanut butter. It tries some like, I don't know what else you give it, like a, you know, some cabbage or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
it's
were
all
you-
that cabbage we brought.
I'm like, yes, the cabbage, yes.
maybe beans, like a can of
I was gonna-
beans.
Yeah, I was gonna say-
Beans.
Yeah, can
Trail mix or something.
Yeah, sure.
This is called Chef Boyardee.
Oh,
Amazing.
we're gonna
Yeah.
kill it.
The alien tries a couple of the things and eventually chokes some stuff down. Like
Okay.
it doesn't appear to be like really pleased about anything, but like takes some of the like, you know, these like protein high things. It eventually is able to, you know, it eats a few of them and like passes back the spoon to you with like the peanut butter still
Oh, thank
on it.
you.
But it actually looks at you sort of like plaintive, like it eats a few more of the beans, reaching its like long fingers into it and like pulling out a few beans at a time. Yeah, sort of like seems to want to keep the can.
Okay.
Doesn't finish it.
Beans.
Yeah, and there's like a couple ones where it's sort of like you'll say a word and it's it'll echo some of the phonemes. Doesn't necessarily seem to be like communicating with you. And there's a point like you talk to it for a little bit, and Ulan makes some sort of attempts at response and harmonizing with you. And like, but after a half hour, you're sort of driving on the roads, and it's like bumpy a little bit. You get the sense that Ulan might be car sick, and doesn't throw up, but starts to like blink sort of heavily, and like their head starts to sway, and they end up like sitting facing away from all of you, looking out the back window, holding up their fingers to the glass.
Oh, Uncle Bill, I think we need to pull over. I think he's sick.
What?
I think he's gonna be
What,
sick.
now? Here?
Yes, here. Unless you want to clean up alien goo in the back. I don't know what he's gonna spit out.
Is he actively throwing up? Is he throwing up? Is it throwing?
No, but he's like looks like he's gonna throw up. Do you want to wait until he throws up? Pull over.
We're making good time. All right.
Yeah, you pull over,
and I'll pull my hand out the window and wave out to Randy behind.
It looks like they're pulling over. Francis is a terrible backseat driver, by the way. Like, pull over. No. You want to get all the way over and slow down more, Randy. Gosh.
Oh my God. Randy's gonna kick everyone out of the car. Just him and Sumo.
Yeah. As soon as
all right, I'll pull over it.
Yeah, Sumo hops out of the car, goes and pees in the bushes. Happy to see everybody. Still looks weird. You open up the trunk, and the Ulan is just like sitting there, sort of eyes clenched, and it looks up with its big diagonal eyes at all of you and doesn't throw up. Just sort of breathes in and sort of takes in, but then like sings a little bit and pulls some of the blankets in the back of the truck closer around it.
Are you
feeling okay?
And it doesn't give much of a response to all of you.
Well, he likes beans, Mom. So there's that.
That's great.
He likes
and
beans.
you
like
recorded
protein.
some of the sounds that they were making with the recorder? You've done that already, yeah? Very good. I'm trusting you.
I'll roll for lion trick.
Yeah. I think it's something where she was recording, but then when Lori was like helping with the legs, she turned it off because like she didn't want her mom to hear her like trying to like hear this conversation, and then she forgot to turn it back on. So she's like,
That's great.
Bill heard everything.
Yeah.
Nothing bad. Oh my God.
I'm just saying, Bill heard everything. It's just a statement of fact. That's all.
Like, is he like looking to like the sky or something? Is he like?
He's just not feeling good. I think, kiddo. I think they're not feeling good. But I just found this to make it better, and I popped out this from Mark's car, having dug around, found an old cassette of ABBA. Like in a center console or something, like down deep in there.
Amazing.
What are the chances? Oh my God.
Take a chance.
Yes,
perfect.
As we get back onto the road.
Pops it in. Bill's like bopping up front.
Yeah, and yeah, the Ulan, sort of stays sort of still and relaxed. You end up closing it again. Yeah, and you hear as ABBA plays, Ulan like hums along this like low sort of monastic drone along with it, like shakes the car a little bit, and like not in like a scary way, like you kind of feel like this just this subwoofing, like Ulan seems to recognize that this is music to you, and like is appreciative that you have music. So
that's good.
And as you all get over the edge of some hills here, and as "Take a Chance on Me" sort of fades out, you see in the west, to the west of you, what was familiar to you is the Monongahela State Forest, and you are looking out at this area. It is nothing like it used to be. It is covered in an enormous purple forest of alien foliage. The trees, if they're even trees, are 100 to 150 feet high. You start to drive, and like there's this, you can see like the canopy, this dappled light as this sort of strange canopy is above you, this sort of purplish plants. And as you all sort of pause, looking out over the wilds of Weird Virginia, and there we'll take our bio break and come back in just a few minutes.
Great, perfect.
So
Fine.
yeah, yes. Oh, awesome, we made it. Very excited. But all right, we'll see you all in just a couple minutes. Thanks so much. Hello and welcome back to the Last Caravan. We have begun our journey with a new member of our caravan, Ulyan, the alien somebody. This sort of melancholy little alien just ate some beans and sang along with ABBA. It was interesting, and in this moment, the caravan has reached the new region of Weird Virginia, where there's this sudden enormous overgrowth. So when you spot this all for the first time, we've got Mark the car, if we've named it that yet, and Chip have just come over the ridge here and are now like sort of entering under the shade of this this forest. Do y'all get out and take a look at this? Or do you just like kind of keep driving through? What's the move?
I think probably best to stop at like that with a bit of an overlook and just kind of look and see if the road seems clear, if it seems like we'll be able to make it through here, or if there are any imminent threats.
Yeah. So
that sounds good.
So you all stop at some distance before you're really getting much, but there's like buds of like petals sort of falling through the air, these like purplish petals that fall onto the windshields of your cars. You can catch one. Yeah,
I just want to like take him and hold him out to Ulan. What does he think?
So the alien takes these petals in their hand and like coos out like a little bit of a song that looks like it might be indicating the name of whatever this plant is, and they like stand up and lean out of the vehicle and see this forest and just look at it in like wonder. And there's this sort of like coo of from their strange voice.
Yeah, I definitely like to try and do like a search and survey. I want to see if I can find like a clear path for us, like to make sure we're good, the cars are good to get through this and everything, just to
great. Well, that'll get
try
you
and be
heroism,
helpful,
because that's make a path for others. So keep the heroism and make the roll, and you can spend more heroism if you want to. You can just also do the search and survey.
Let's see, so 1 and 2 and a. Yeah, I'll use the heroism.
Okay.
That's not bad. 6. I got a 6, a 5, and a 4.
Okay, fabulous. Yeah. So a clean success. You got some binoculars, right? We brought binoculars with us.
I do.
Yeah. So from a distance, you take a look at this place. There are, these purplish foliage is sort of the primary color, like purple that it changes to this bright pink. You see the petal inside his hand, their hand. Is sort of a darkish purple, but it's sort of spine of the leaf sort of pulses pink, this luminous color that responds to his voice. And you see this whole forest that is, most of these purple leaves and like blackish, darker trunks. And there's also like yellowish moss that has grown all over the road. So currently the roads you're driving on are snowy and difficult and icy. These roads, it appears that the moss and stuff has grown over it and eaten up whatever that water was and had enough heat to basically, it's now like the roads are sort of grassy, but generally they look like they're okay. You do see at some distance that like there are huge root systems that have cracked through some of these sections of road, but generally it looks passable.
Okay. I'll relay that to everyone else. And Mark has 4-wheel drive, baby. Yeah, it looks like we should be good to go through. I mean, Ulan doesn't seem to think that it's dangerous, so.
Yeah. Also, from this distance, let's say you spot a few things. Oh, also, I forgot to do this to someone else in the chat. We just passed 300 backers on Kickstarter. Thank you.
Thank you, team, for letting us
know. Yeah. So, you from this distance can see a few things. There's at some distance, you see a couple locations that you could possibly get enough of a path to find. One of them is looks like a stand, like a small open space that is surrounded by pine trees, familiar types of trees, human stuff that is and like has snow on them, and there's a little village of like cabins that appears, sort of old school, that is like in the middle of this huge jungle, is familiar. That's at some distance away. You also see some smoke as if from fires in that direction. You also see a strange lake that is sort of blue, but like has a yellowishness from some of this moss that's been growing around it. And from this distance, it's hard to see exactly what, but you can see like living creatures around it, that, like looks sort of deer-like. So there's some
Ooh.
aminals down there. These are some potential detours if that's not clear. The other thing you can see is there's a big old radio tower and there's a helicopter next to it.
Ooh.
That's like that you can see that's
Fool me once with the radio tower.
Fool me once. Fool me twice, I don't think so.
Hold on.
There's more babies in there. It's just babies.
Oops, all babies.
So that's what you're able to spot from here, is some potential destinations. These are some detours for you.
Maybe, we should check it out with these other humans. I mean, they seem to be doing fine in the forest, so but also like that's weird that like that area is not affected by the forest. So
I think we should
maybe
check in.
that's something. But also I really want to check
Information.
out those deer things. So, and I'm not sure we should take Ulan into like a village full of humans, if those are humans. So I could go hunt a deer or something. Like I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Or I could just take Ulan for a walk. Maybe we'll find something he likes to eat.
So before
I tend to agree.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I tend to agree. Minimizing Ulan and other human contacts is probably a good starting point.
I think we should find a good spot to drop the creature off.
Uncle Randy, we're not doing that, so chill.
Oh, we're just gonna keep him.
Well, we're not gonna abandon him. Look at him. He's not gonna survive out here alone.
It's still
You
a lot
presume
we
to
can
know
learn.
a lot. You presume to know a lot about this creature.
Facts, but still.
What do you presume to know about it, Randy?
I presume to know that its race attacked my planet, blew up my country, and brought all of this muck to this fine forest. Perhaps it's presumptuous of me.
I mean, it probably didn't do it.
I'd like to find a
Barely
place
seems
to
able
drop it
to-
off, but I'm not going to die on that hill.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea. We can learn a lot from it and maybe find a place amongst its own to leave it once it is in good hands. I'm sure that somewhere in this forest there's someone who might be looking for them. But until then, Randy, there's still a lot we can learn. A lot we can learn in a new world.
And a lot we can disseminate, knowledge-wise.
We can get to that. Right. Disseminate.
Throughout, ever since we picked up the alien, Randy's just been kind of like anxious and probably withdrawn. Doesn't broach the subject hasn't talked about this. Hasn't brought up any objections to bringing the alien along since the first time until this time, but is just sort of withdrawing again and just brooding behind the wheel of Chip.
So
I think
let's
Ava's
keep
right.
learning from him. Let's keep
Mhm.
learning from him. And if we can find a place, he's gonna be better off with someone else eventually, right? Let's not get attached. Let's not get attached, right, kiddo?
Right. Okay, well, I'm gonna take Ulan for a walk, and we're gonna go check out the not deer. So, I have my gun. Let me know if you need anything.
So we have one more travel action that we can take. So we did work on a slow project. We did obtain fuel. You have one more available to you. So you could obtain supplies, recover from harm, repair or modify a vehicle, lie low. What are you thinking?
I had a scene I wanted to do, but I don't think now is the time. Sorry, you go, Randy.
It might be fun to modify a vehicle.
With
Oh.
alien tech,
Well,
make it
I
go
mean,
vroom!
so just looking at the let me see if I can find this. Modify a vehicle.
Yeah.
So we
you
can
look-
remove a con, we can add a pro, we can add vehicle armor, or we can add some other mod that's homebrewed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's a table. There's a table of mods in the latest version, which I think you don't have. But
okay.
just-
Will you remind me what Chip's cons are?
Yeah, Chip's cons, if I remember correctly, are
Sometimes it doesn't start.
yeah, the sometimes
Onto the
doesn't
And
speedometer.
start.
a dented windshield, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, the
dented
speedometers.
rear or the speedometer was
dented
it?
front windshield is somewhat damaged, and yeah, that you can't read the speed and other info about the engine.
I mean, perhaps before we these things haven't caused us any problems yet, so maybe it would be better to spend this to heal someone.
Is it a
Excellent.
group heal action? Like everybody rolls their own heal, or is it a single one of
One
us
person.
gets-
Yeah, one person.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been reading your book, Ted.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like it. You know all this stuff.
Seems fun.
Yeah, when you recover, you heal 2 harm always. There's no randomness to healing. And you can also choose travel actions multiple times. So you could be like, oh, let's just get more fuel now for later. Like that's also totally viable, though less exciting.
Well, I mean, you planning on going into that village? Maybe look for supplies.
No.
See if they got shit. Steal some shit, or ask nicely. I don't know.
Mhm.
So
Is everyone-
the village or the other place will count as your detour.
So we should all
you
go
can take one of those actions in
together.
advance of that. Yeah.
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 The other option I'll say is I have a long-term project that has 4 out of 6, which is getting a better radio.
I say
So
go
that's-
for it.
Yeah, do
Mhm.
that.
If that's
Mhm.
okay.
We'll just finish it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
2 people can participate in this.
I can-
Roll the appropriate rolls.
Lori, do you,
I can
do
rig
you
it
want
out,
to?
Laurie.
Sure. Yeah.
This. Do you think with something like this we might be able to reach my parents?
I mean, certainly the wider range we have, the better chance we have. I'll say I'm not sure we'll get to your parents, but we could get to someone who could get to them, you know? There's chains.
Could we get
there's
to
systems?
Could we get to Catherine on the west coast?
Oh, your girlfriend. Well, I don't think quite yet, but again, there's a chain, right? We could talk to someone who could talk to someone who could maybe let Catherine know we're heading out that way.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we can do.
I rolled a 4.
Okay. And Jamie, how do you do?
3.
Okay, great.
3.
That partial success from Francis is enough to fill the clock.
Yay!
Yay, yay.
So you do some more hooking up with all the junk that you've got and build yourself a better range radio. I think the current one had a range of about a mile. This one you're going to get between 30 and 50 depending on elevation. So
Nice.
pretty big boost. Yeah.
And as they're working on this radio, I think she's being pretty affectionate, parental towards Lori. Sort of like, oh, that was great. You're doing a really good job, sort of patting his back, and you're quite adept at this, you know?
Thank you. Thanks for not throwing me out.
Lori, of course not. I mean, I understand what it's like to be sort of on your own, to have to start your life over, start a new life, one that you weren't expecting. And you're part of our team. We're all glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too.
You are stopped in the middle of this conversation. You're now deep in this jungle. It's darker now. This is the shade through the trees. You see at a distance, you actually hear it before you see it, a pulsing piece of alien technology. It is a spherical, a dome that is half sunken into the ground and is blossomed with silver steel like a lotus flower. It is sending out repeated signal from this sort of pulsing center, and it's just a little bit off the road. But you can also see that on the road there's some debris. There's fallen leaves and branches, not enough that you couldn't just sort of drive through them somewhat inconveniently. But you might, if there's something too sharp in there, you might pop a tire.
Does Ulan react at all? Do they seem to react?
Yeah, they climb up onto the seat and sort of are listening to it, but there isn't an immediate reaction that you understand.
Okay. I wonder if that has something to do with why the forest is like this. Maybe it's some sort of, I don't know, like a bee.
A pollinator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you all get close? You could probably try to verify that if you got closer.
So sorry. The situation is we're driving down the road and we can't cross it because
there's a bit of a
crap
blockage
in the road.
Yeah, there's a bit of blockage that looks like, it could have been lightning struck a tree and this whole thing fell down. It's actually probably the remnants of an old deciduous tree of the forest that was here 6 months ago. And then there's this alien machine that's on the side of the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that just generally Randy's manner is going to be I just want to get enough fuel and supplies to go west. I don't want to indulge curiosity. It's too scary. I just want to go. I just want to get past all of this. But if there's something blocking our path, then I think I'd be amenable to stopping.
Sure. Yeah.
I think we'll pull over with this on the road, and Bill will sort of eyeing that thing. We should probably clear some of this before we can move out.
Yeah. A fireman's axe would make quick work of this.
Hey, I have one. I'll begin work.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and I think roll fight under pressure. Just to.
Lori, do you want to look at the lotus?
Awesome. Yeah. 6.
The lotus?
Yeah.
That big lotus thing, maybe.
If we're stopped, sure. I'll walk with you over to it.
Yeah, I just want to see there's a big metal lotus out here. It's got to be interesting. It's got to do something.
Yeah.
You the two of you step over. Yeah. It is this spherical thing that has opened up, sort of blossomed, and its interior is both this harmonic device, this spinning green piece of alien technology that glows, but also there's liquid elements. It appears that some of this harmonic technology is like sort of leaking out liquid, which then sort of pools in these little spots inside the device. And you see there's a bunch of little animals here. All of them are alien creatures. There's like a little salamander with 12 legs that sort of like crawls up and is like drinking from this thing. And there are some,
Look at the animal. Like, what?
Yeah. Yes, there's a bunch of like big sort of insect-like things. They're mammals, but they have the size of insects, and they're sort of fluttering these like bluish creatures that move in these like schools of fish around this thing, and they like sort of come closer to you and then flutter off.
Oh my god! This is so cool.
And
as a wildlife major, she's just like, like how does this work? What is the biome here? What is this? Like she's just like.
You also see
she might actually have more in common with her mom than she cares to admit. She's just like, what?
Cool. What do you say, Jamie?
So all of them are drinking from the same liquid.
Yeah,
it
they threw together
seems
out here.
like
But
they're
also, another thing you immediately notice is that there's a bunch of bodies of little animals around here. This appears to be sort of a watering hole, but also a bit of a bromeliad where you've got this situation where where creatures are feeding on each other in this area.
Oh, huh.
Yeah. You can do if you want to do a search and survey. Ava,
Yes.
you can try and learn a little bit more about it. What are Bill and Francis are coming close as well, or what's the move? Or are you helping clear the debris, Bill?
We're standing by the road, clearing the debris and kind of looking out. And I think there'll be some curiosity, maybe with Ulan. But they'll just yell after them. What is it?
it's something. It's beautiful but deadly.
It looks like some sort of like watering hole that these animals are drinking out of, but at the same time, there's like a lot of dead bodies of small animals around. So, but I'm not sure if it's the water that's killing them or if it's just like they don't have a lot in this area,
Wait,
maybe
the,
to consume.
The animals are drinking the alien water?
Yeah, well, they're also extraterrestrial animals. Like these aren't from our planet, Uncle Bill. Like these are like alien animals, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just this environment isn't entirely habitable for them yet, and so maybe they can't consume anything that is grown here. So they're just going into like a cannibalistic state for survival. I'm not sure. I rolled a 5.
Or are there predators?
Well, it does seem like they're at least carnivorous, so probably.
Like one thing else you notice, Ava, is that around the base of the bromeliad, the foliage, the yellowish moss, is brighter and thicker than elsewhere, and there are more plants. Like it looks like this is sort of a spreading origin point.
It's like a
but also, as Lori says the word predators, you hear a noise nearby in the forest. You hear it call out, and then there are 3 of these origin points, and out of the shadows step this big ol' like sort of wolf leaning insectoid sort of phasmid.
That'd be so cool if it wasn't going to kill us.
And they sort of step out and rise up to their full height, sort of a mix of wolf and praying mantis. About 6 foot long in total, rising to about 4 feet high-ish. They have 6 brightly colored eyes with which they sort of look around everything. Their jaws open up.
Where's Ulan? I need.
Ulan is inside the car.
Okay, good. I was like, he said I hear us. Okay, good. As long as he's in the car. Gun.
Yeah. So the first of these, I think, probably leaps towards, is closest to and starts heading towards Francis. What do you do, Francis?
I scream something like that, and I'll scream out, Ava, like Ava, Lori, back to the car, Randy, get in, Bill, back to the car. And I think she'll just start booking it towards Chip, where
Right.
she was.
Yeah. So I think what's an appropriate role for you to attempt to evade this creature? Like there's lie and trick where you try to like misdirect it, or something else. Yeah. What do you think?
Sneak around.
Right.
Sneak around, of course, is the obvious one. Yeah.
I mean, I think the creature has noticed us, though, right? Like it's
Oh yeah.
not.
They
Yeah, okay, yeah.
they were lying in wait. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think the other thing I'll say for our girl Frances is that she does grab a hold of Ava. Maybe she only grabs like the jacket sleeve, but she's trying to make a grab at her daughter to run back. So I will go ahead and roll a search and serve. No, sorry, it's a
Sneak
could it be a sneak around or fight under pressure or
Yeah, if you're trying to like I don't know, if you're trying to like hit it with something and like get like push it out of the way so you can like run after
yeah,
something.
I mean I'm primarily trying to run back to the car, but I think I'll stoop down, grab a rock, and log.
Sure,
log
lob it
log
at the yeah, do it.
lob it. That's the word.
Lob.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'll do. It's a 5.
Okay, yeah. So you throw this rock, boom, at this thing right in the face, right as it gets close to you. Ava, you get to watch as your mom does a pretty solid like rock right into this alien's eye. It's sort of. It goes flying backwards as it skitters through the air. One of its big legs punctures your left sleeve, Francis, stabbing into your bicep. You take 1 harm. Brandy, you have been working with your axe on this thing, and that clean success you got means that 1, you know you could drive through this, and 2, you have the jump on the creature that's closest to you. So you spot it before it thinks you've spotted it.
Great.
I'm
I'm gonna jump on it with this
Yes.
axe. Since
Yeah.
I have the jump, I shall.
You shall
Jump.
take the jump. Yeah.
I'll use a heroism to add a die.
Great. And
And-
if you want, you can spend a heroism to add a damage if you want, or whatever. Or you could.
Yeah, does that need to be stated before
You can do it.
the roll?
You can do it after.
Okay, well, let's see how it goes.
It seems very punishing to spend it before.
Wow,
fine.
this is 3 threes.
Oh gosh, brutal. So yeah, you go for this creature, and it just leaps on top of you. This huge thing rises up, and you're just in this foreign place, this absolutely wild situation. It slices at you. You take 1 harm from this, and we're going to cause a little bit of trouble, which is going to be that the mark is going to take a little longer to start, I think. So that's our sort of narrative tag of difficulty there.
Cool.
So meanwhile, Francis, you are inside Mark, right? Or you're in Chip. You went to Chip.
I ran to Chip, yeah.
Okay, so Chip is on. You're inside, and Ava. Are you with your mom?
When
Did you come with her? She tried to. You could.
No,
baby.
I think she's gonna try and shoot
Okay.
the one that hit her mom. Like,
Yeah. Totally.
because I think for her it's more. She's like, I have a gun. I have to do something. Like she's like,
Yeah, sure.
not so much the retreater.
And the alien looks somewhat wounded already. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna try and shoot the damn thing.
Right.
I'm gonna add it. Oh, I only have one of those. Okay.
Hmm.
So that's precision shooting.
Yeah, it's precision shooting.
Yeah.
And Randy, you got a heroism because you chose violence.
And I got a 5 and a 6.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's a success. You shoot at this thing, and it's like running towards the car, and like it's starting to sort of like tap at the car's windows. You're nearby. You go bam, and its head goes flying off like a pomegranate, and explodes. In the air.
Visceral.
Yeah, so this big like alien bug head strikes that. What are Lori and Bill up to?
So there were 3. One is
There were 3. One's dead. Yeah,
One's
there's
down. Randy's
One's-
after one. Where's
And
number
with Randy,
3?
the other one was on the other side of the lotus from you. So the lotus stands between the two of you.
Okay. Is there any glancing around? I don't know if I need to do a roll for this, or could I do science to see which of the dead animals, if any of them, like, might be appealing as something to chuck at one of these as a sort of
Cool.
lure?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you could totally. I think probably rolling science to try and verify. Yeah, and if you roll successfully, you can successfully sort of throw it in his direction.
All right, I will spend a heroism to give myself 2 and do science, and got a 6. Yes.
Amazing, yeah.
Yes.
You spot like underneath like a stand of some of these purple leaves. There's this biggish sort of mammalian-looking thing. This sort of flat creature. It's been already eaten a little bit. You think maybe by these guys, but you pick it up and like throw it in the direction of this guy. This guy sort of takes a quick look, sees that his buddy is dead, and bolts after the meat you just threw in his direction.
That was so smart.
So, yeah. And then Bill, what you up to?
I'm gonna grab my big harmonic rifle. I'm gonna experiment with some alien tech. I'm gonna blast the thing that Randy's fighting.
Yeah, great. Do it.
Is Randy on it yet, or
Is it Randy?
It's on
That's range.
Randy. I believe that is the way that's going.
It had the opposite effect
Sorry.
of what we were
Well,
going for.
it's on Randy. I'm gonna try to get it off Randy.
Great.
I'm gonna spend a heroism to do it and harmonize with alien stuff.
Right.
Come on. Okay, I got a 4 and a 6.
Amazing. Yes. Do we know how much? Do we say how much damage that alien weapon
You
does?
said it does 3 harm.
Yeah, that alien, like this blast of sonic energy, like flies out from it, and the creature soars backward, like bits of its carapace being ripped off it as it flies back into the woods. It's dead before it hits the ground.
Good.
Randy, you feel some of your facial hair, just like a few little wisps of it, just ripped off of your face by the energy of that. But
God.
you're fine. Like all your clothes sort of ripple.
Just a few. Like, do I have any like funny stripes or?
No, I don't think
just a
any
few.
stripes.
Just a few, right?
Yeah.
It like
What I'm
takes
saying
the
is
full
you're-
chin off. It's just
Yeah.
chops now.
It's like
Randy?
I've been
When'd you
working
get
on this thing.
the?
Yeah, very stylish now. Yeah. So that's but these creatures are defeated. What you find nearby is you've cleared away the stuff. You're about to drive away, but you've actually just solved the issue. What you see nearby is that there are a couple of vehicles that have been really torn up and rusted. Inside of them, you see you see that humans were torn out of these cars and eaten by these creatures. And so those bodies are pretty well, it's bones at this point. But those cars each have, one of those cars, there's 2 cars, one has 1 fuel in it, one has 2 fuel in it.
Woo!
Ooh,
Take the 2, you take the 1.
got it.
Okay.
Ship is at 3 fuel now.
3 fuel and Mark. Looking good.
So
You look a little lightheaded, Laurie.
It's not used to sucking gasoline. It's...
Who you shouldn't be used to it.
Welcome to the US.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, so that was your toll.
Can
Yeah, go ahead, Lauren.
Is there any way I can carefully insert some sort of cup or mug or something into any of that liquid without touching
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Laurie,
Yeah.
you son of a gun.
Yes!
Yeah. So you basically have you now have put in your inventory bromeliad juice. This is at size 1. And then for traits, just put for tags. If you're marking tags, I know that's not on the current sheet. You can just mark the letter A for alien, and then for traits, just mark question mark question mark question mark.
Cool.
You can learn more about it.
Oh.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Wow.
very-
Okay.
Frances
so
has
yeah.
taken out her recorder and it is just sort of describing what has happened, trying to get the details of the aliens. She's still like panicking a little bit, so she's trying to get details from other people. Like, and it was, what was it, like 30 feet tall? And she's going around, sort of like collecting information.
I wonder if like that pod thing, like I think Ava's still like investigating the pod thing, the and she's like, I wonder if this is like some sort of like kind of like an arc, but for like flora and fauna. Like this is how they're terraforming. Like it comes out of this. It's, you know, like they have that thing in Switzerland where like they have all the stuff in it.
Yeah, a xenoforming device, perhaps.
Yeah,
I think that's good. I think that's say it into the microphone, maybe.
What?
Into the microphone. We're getting
What?
information. What do you think it was? Ava Rose Harper. Say it. Just say it again, like in a sentence. You know, like we just witnessed ...
We just witnessed a metal a metal ball that has like seeds and stuff in it. Like she's like suddenly really shy in front of the thing. Like she's like, I don't know what to say. But it does a thing, Mom. You know it's a Xeno thing. I think she's gonna go to the car. Like she's just like, she suddenly forgot everything.
Oh.
So y'all continue to travel, and we're heading towards where. Oh yeah, please, Bill. Yeah, what you doing?
I would like to indulge in some scene.
Yeah, absolutely. What happens?
Okay, so wherever we're going, let's say this is after the fact or whatever.
Yeah.
Ava,
Sure.
Lori, you're in the car with Ava and
Sure. Unless anyone wants to swap seats.
You don't have to be
Francis
there.
and
I'm
Ava
just.
were-
Are you there, Ulan and Ava for sure, but you can be Lori. I don't care. But sure, if you're driving, I don't care. Legit,
Yeah.
just it was
I'll
more for
drive.
you.
Yeah, I'll drive.
Okay. And I'll be sitting in the, let's say, in the seat or whatever, the front seat, and as we're going through some of this here, hey, kiddo, why did Cinderella miss the ball?
I don't know, Uncle Bill. Why did Cinderella miss the ball?
You don't remember this one? Come on, you don't remember the? Do you remember? We took you camping here in this. Well, in what it used to be. Do you remember? I guess you were kind of little. Your mom and your dad were splitting up, and Suzanne and I, we took you and Tyler out for a weekend. You remember that at all?
I mean, kind of. I remember being around the campfire, and I remember us talking. I just don't really remember. I was like 6. That was a long time ago.
Crying like all night, dinner couldn't get you to eat. I want to go home, mommy. I want to go, mommy. Don't remember that? Because I sure as hell do. Man, you just such a noisy kid, and it wasn't. I mean, Tyler was the only one who could calm you down, and he calmed you down with that stupid joke. Why did Cinderella miss the ball? She forgot to swing.
Not the swing.
You know, I had forgotten. I had forgotten as well, and something just in here. I don't know. You ever think about him still? Your cousin?
Sure. Of course I do. I miss him. Jerk. I miss him.
Me too. I do.
I mean, I know it can't have been easy for you. I mean, I know a lot of shit went down. I'm sorry.
Wow. Thank you, Ava. I didn't. And I think he'll just kind of trail off and turn up the ABBA.
I'm sad now.
Fernando.
Yeah, it's like literally, do you hear the guns, Fernando?
I think Ava's gonna get quiet. I think she's just gonna kind of stare out the window, like just kind of look at this forest outside, because she just needs a distraction from these negative. Negative.
And I think like a minute or two later, Bill will engage Lori in some asinine explanation of something he had learned about or whatever. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah, and the thing about it really is, if you just stop and think for a second, just for a second, isn't that strange? Like it doesn't quite add up.
And no one ever thought of this before. It's just,
well, that's the thing about it, is a lot of people have heard about it before, but you don't hear about them, do you? Now that cannot. It's like that. To get out of that.
Why don't you tell us a bit about Catherine?
It's all right. I think he's interested in this, actually. I think he's interested about this. And I think that's just kind of how it goes on. And Bill's going to strong arm this conversation to keep talking and teaching Lori something very complicated about.
Yes, that gets you a heroism. Yep, that's good.
Sorry, I don't have the complicated situation.
Very
in mind.
heroic.
I'll make it more specific.
No, that's good. So what you come to realize as you keep traveling and get into this situation where you probably have to sleep overnight in this place, is that the roads aren't looking the same anymore, that you're a little bit lost. There's some roads that are blocked. And so the way out of this region is by finding a faction to guide you. So what you start hearing on the radio, Francis, you now have access to a longer radio signal here. You hear on some of the frequencies, you hear alien noises that appear to be repeating some sort of pattern. So there's communication even happening between the aliens at this point. You also hear a bunch of folks who are not like out facing; they just seem to be communicating with each other, and they'll say something like, "Making progress here near Morgantown. Found ourselves a seedling. We're taking it out." You get the sense over time, and a lot of them are referring to a man named Stokes, and they're talking about, we're reporting about Stokes. We're getting ourselves set up here, clearing this area out, and we found some more survivors holed up, got them some food. You get the sense that there's some people who are trying to fight back the alien plant life. So that's some of the information you get. I want to throw in another moment here, maybe when you all stop to sleep for the night. I assume people are just like laying out in the cars, or I don't know if anybody has a tent or anything. What do you think? Or do you find like a abandoned building to sleep in? What do you think?
Maybe a building.
Yeah, I think
an
that's
abandoned, like a roadside
or a road,
something.
Yeah, there's even like an old house, probably. It's just like got a big old like liana built over top of it, but like this is a house. There's you find it off the road. Do yourselves in, and I don't know. Maybe there's like I don't know. Where do you put Ulan?
His crib.
Do you stay in the car? Is there a dog crate?
Oh God.
I wonder if there's like maybe like a Rubbermaid tub or something that like we can like fill with blankets or something and make like a makeshift sort of crib thing for him. Because like I'm just like we found him in a pod. I feel like that's like a security thing. Like I feel like that's
does he exhibit
comfort.
Does he exhibit behavior around like what have we noticed his comfort looks like?
Yeah.
Does
he want to feedalize? Does he want to cuddle?
Yeah,
I can cuddle.
Randy will cuddle.
You start
No.
Don't
start
touch
putting
me.
yourselves, getting yourselves like a Rubbermaid that you find, like you start trying to fix it up and get it ready for him. He wanders off with the coat sleeves trailing behind him, and he ends up in the bathroom and takes off the coat and puts it inside the bathtub. And makes himself a little bed in the bathtub.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Toss him like a sleeping bag and some stuff. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
let him make himself comfortable. I don't want to.
Sure. Yeah. Totally. So y'all go to sleep. Lori,
Yes.
you wake up on the couch in the living room in the middle of the night, I think. And you look up, look around, and standing in the doorway is the alien.
Ulan. What do you want? Are you hungry? Do you
Sort of shuffles towards you slowly, and it
beans?
is looking at you quizzically. Yeah, it reaches out towards you.
I reach out towards it.
Yeah, you Adam and God touch, and you hear music, like a faint, distant soprano singing a mournful elegy. And the alien grabs hold sort of feebly of your finger, and you see the image of a planet that is not Earth. You see its continents, you see its oceanic form, you see that you're looking at it from the inside of a spaceship, and you see that the orbit of this planet is filled with vessels. You don't see anything to indicate it, but that you feel the sense that this planet is dying. You feel the fear and sadness, and you hear this mournful elegy continue as someone in this group is singing. There's a very tall creature of the Arians, a slightly different morphological body type than you've seen. You don't know if there's a different gender or what, but they're singing this song, and others are joining in, and there's this whole mournful hymn, and you feel the mourning inside Ulan as this moment happens. You then feel, as these feelings sort of mount inside you, you're suddenly inside this vessel again, inside this huge stadium of people, of alien people, but they're people to you suddenly, shouting at each other these songs. There's two debaters at the center of this who are singing at each other in these violent tones, and one of them, they're arguing with each other, vehemently. One of them is sort of pleading, and the other is angry and concerned. And there are images of planets, and you see and there's also then images of sort of holograms of the inside of the vessel, and something that's wrong, something that's failing about the ship itself. And these arguments continue, and you see the images of people inside the holds of portions of this huge vessel dying because something is going wrong with the vessel. And sort of in that the moment of that. Feeling all of that and feeling all this death, you sort of pull back and snap out of it, the two of you, and you're back in the living room of this abandoned house inside this alien forest.
Was that your home? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Look, I'm also stuck. A long way from home, and with strangers that I don't know. I know it's scary. I can't promise you anything, but We're gonna look after you, okay?
Reaches up, grabs onto your hand again, and you see an image of you saw those strange like sort of land vehicles and the singer, this powerful sort of alien mage leading this attack, and you see this image again, these aliens in black and red uniforms, and you feel this alien's fear of and sort of even a little bit of like hatred or anger or disdain for these other aliens, and you feel an image of the car of Chip, the car zooming through the landscape, getting away from the shadow of these other aliens. And that's the alien noises.
What was that?
That's my streets. That's
Oh! That was like, where's that coming
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
And you're sort of dropped back into reality, and Ulan sort of collapses forward onto you, like exhausted from the effort of sharing these visions with you.
At this point, I start saying, "Guys, everyone, Harpers, awaken!"
It's like 3 a.m. You hear Harper's awaken from
Sorry,
the
we're
living
not,
room.
we're not the Avengers. You can't just call us like that, even though she is coming. Like,
Yeah, everyone comes down, and like you come down the stairs to see Ulan collapsed onto the carpet of this.
I think they're okay. Please don't freak out again. But I did mind meld with them briefly. We're in trouble. I think we need to get out of here. Ulan seems to think that he's a nice type of alien, and there are bad ones, and they're scared of the bad ones, and we need to go. We need to go. We should go.
okay. The good aliens, bad aliens, like what is it? Is it like a how do you know which one's good and which one's bad?
They're red and black uniforms, right?
Classic. Got it. I think she's gonna scoop up Ulan.
Randy,
okay?
they're not invading. Their home was dying. They're not. It doesn't matter. It's we need to go.
Can we wait till morning? Can you ask it if we can wait till morning? Do we do what this thing says now?
Uncle Randy.
Maybe you do what I say. I think we should leave. Do I not get a vote?
I vote we go. Like, Uncle Randy, like I understand why like you are feeling like super threatened right now, but like you need to pull the stick out of your ass, because like you want to stay because you just don't want to do what Ulan suggests. Like that's silly. That's crazy.
What's crazy to me is that you think that you can communicate this thing and we're going to do what you say. I don't even know you. I point at Laurie. And it's talking to you. I don't even know you. I don't even know where you came from.
England, I think.
Yes, England, I think.
That's what you keep telling me.
Hey, I do know Laurie's parents. I've met Laurie before. He cut his hand. We've established he's human. I think we should
That's
go
fine.
with those facts.
That's fine. I'm not worried about him being human. I'm not going to be jumping and doing what he says or trusting that he's talking to this alien. What? So we need to pack everything up.
Every single time someone new comes into this group, you're just automatically, we're less than. We don't count.
That's right. That's right.
Dude.
That's right.
No.
Because the world has been attacked. My world has been completely destroyed. There's not enough for us here.
You're right. And my world is entirely the way it used to be. I'm not stuck in the middle of nowhere with
we're all on the same planet, Uncle Randy. Okay? And some of us actually lost family members, okay? So maybe chill with the pity party? You're not the only one who lost something in all of this.
Frances is going to make things worse because of my inadequacy, and she's taking out a recorder and she's beginning to record this family conversation.
Okay, well
Maybe
then I'm gonna
subtly.
make things worse. Fine.
No.
Oh
Great
my
take a
God.
heroism point.
Bill-
Oh my
Bill
god.
Oh
clocks
my
us immediately.
God. Francis.
Francis,
Sorry,
what are
what?
you doing? What are you doing?
I'm working on a story, and I think this is an important conversation we're having.
No, absolutely not. A story about us right now in this moment.
Well, it will be edited later on. I can give you all a draft copy of it before it gets broadcast.
Oh, lucky
No,
us,
absolutely
Mom.
not.
Jesus, can you not, can you just be in the moment for 5 seconds?
I think Randy is bringing up compelling points. Now, I don't entirely
Compelling
agree
for you
with
or
Randy,
compelling
but
for
I
your
think
stupid
this is
show
a
that
good
doesn't even
debate.
exist anymore, Mom?
Francis, turn it off. Turn it off.
Okay.
Turn it off and look around. Turn it off and look around at your
We're
family.
having a family debate. I
Right,
think it's
a
a
family
worthwhile
debate.
to have.
It would be nice to have our sister here and not the goddamn NPR reporter right now. Francis,
I'm
turn it off.
Both. She's gonna pretend to turn it off and stick it in her bag and have not turned it. But I can roll to see if I do it successfully.
Oh, yeah, roll a lion trick on that. Holy crap. Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
lion trick. I have 2 dice in this. It was a
Sorry,
1
what'd
and
you
a 2.
Oh
Two.
no. Yeah.
Bill
so
comes
it's
over
very
and
clear
starts
to you.
digging at your bag.
Hey,
Ugh.
hey, that's my stuff.
I'm gonna make this worse because of my inadequacy. I'm gonna
Was
detach
detached,
from the
right?
situation, and I'm gonna reach in and find it and throw it on the ground.
And I'm gonna hit yours too.
I mean, I guess we could
Present.
stop, but I'm just
No, yeah,
looking
do
at
it.
this.
No, do it. Do it.
Okay. And I throw it on the ground and I say, thank you. And I turn around, I look at Lori and I say, I don't know who you think you are talking to my brother like that, deciding that you call the shots around here, but you don't. Okay? You are with us. We brought you in here. We can leave you behind with that.
We're not leaving Lori behind.
If you leave him behind, you're leaving me behind, okay? Because I'm not going anywhere without either of them.
Well, I'm not
great.
going anywhere without Ava, so.
Don't do me any favors, Mom.
Fine. Take Mark. Randy and I will go then.
Let's just go to sleep. We've been driving for days. We don't need to pick up and leave right now.
So you
Like,
feel safe?
the-
Do you feel safe here?
Yes, I mean, I don't feel safe anywhere. I feel safer here than I felt anywhere so far. Then I feel safer out there. Can I just get some sleep? We're all freaking out.
You can sleep in the car. Someone else can drive the stupid ship.
I'm going to turn around and leave. I'm going back upstairs and I'm going to sleep. And I have the keys to my car.
Listen,
If y'all aren't here tomorrow, then that really hurts. I mean, this family, it's amazing that we've even made it this far. I mean, we seem to have just scattered to the 4 winds as soon as it was convenient for everybody, just off living our own lives, and that's understandable. We've come together. What is holding us together? Let's get some rest. We're acting erratically. We're acting poorly. Let's just get some sleep.
You started it.
Can I go to
Can't
a door or window and stick my head out and see if I can get a sense that there might be aliens actually coming close? Like, I know it's like densely forested, but do I hear the noise? Do I hear?
So, as we established, this house has been sort of like half overgrown. There's this vine, and so you very easily get access not just to the roof, but to climb up. And it's like wide enough and the branches are big enough that this is like not a super dangerous climb. So you climb up 5, 10, 20, 25 feet and end up pretty high up in this canopy. And it is absolutely quiet. It's not quiet. It's absolutely calm. There are alien animal noises on the wind. You actually see that, like, as there are animals making noises, portions of the canopy are lighting up as these luminescent leaves respond to those noises. And you do hear, like, far distance, a little bit to the north, to where like the Allegheny army would be. You do hear some alien activity. You don't get this. You get the sense that here actually is pretty quiet.
I'll head back inside and to the people remaining, I think Randy's left, I'll say, look, aliens might be a distance off, maybe it's a vision of the future, but it does seem like for right now, perhaps Randy's right, and we should just get a little bit more sleep. I think all our nerves are frayed, and she's picking up the mic from the ground and trying to assess if it's broken or not.
Let's roll a d6 and see. It's broken.
Oh, that sucks.
This is nothing. I'm going to bed.
What? What did he say? I missed it.
I think he said, "This is nothing. I'm going to bed." Is that right?
Bill's. Yeah, I don't say anything for a minute as you're like looking at them. I just say, "I'm going to bed." I don't wait to find out if it's broken.
I'll sit down on the couch and try and fix my recorder.
Yeah, roll a rig and repair.
Okay.
I'll
spend the heroism.
You get two dots now.
You're going to bed, and I'm talking to you.
I think Ava sees her going to fix it, and she still has Ulan in her arms, and so she looks over at Lori and she says, "I'm sorry for them."
I'm sorry, I didn't. I'm not trying to take over.
You're not.
Your family, I just.
Obviously, no. They're just a bunch of old guys that just need to feel like they're in charge. I feel bad calling Randy old. But
living in the teenager.
Yeah. But she's just gonna say, for the record, I'm glad you're here, and wherever you two go, that's where I'm going. So, but right now I'm going to bed, and I think she's gonna take Ulan back to the bathroom and put him in the tub. But I think she's gonna lay down in the tub with him because she's like, I don't trust anybody right now, and I think they're gonna try and ditch him. So no, she's gonna stay there because she doesn't feel like it's safe for him.
Yeah, the alien has fallen asleep, exhausted by the effort of what they communicated to Lori.
Poor thing.
And you sleep alongside the alien.
Francis will show up in the bathroom doorway before Ava drifts off to sleep. Hey, I was serious. I'm not leaving you. You're my daughter.
Mom, you can say that, but there's a reason that it didn't work out between you and Dad. And it wasn't him. You can't help yourself. I don't blame you for that. Just Just don't make promises you can't keep.
You're my daughter. I'm going to protect you, Ava. I love you. Of course I do. I've loved you since you were born. I'm sorry I left when you were little. I couldn't handle that life. It wasn't my life I was living, and I had to live a life that felt more like mine. But I love you, Ava. Please know that.
I don't think she says anything. I think she just rolls over in the tub.
Frances goes back to her room and has rolled a 4. Triumphant. Her recording.
Yeah, I think it's working. There's it's not bad to perfection, but yeah, that's a partial success.
I feel sad.
Yeah. So I think the Harpers sleep through the night, and Ava, when you wake up, and all of you when you wake up, you see outside the window through the sunlight, there's the strange purple vista of this forest all around you, and foreign noises, and there's something kind of strange and beautiful about it. And you find a few cans of some canned food down in the basement of this house, so you gain 1 supply, and have enough for some reasonable breakfast this morning. And with that, you continue on your journey through weird Virginia. And
yeah, it's getting weird.
Their session. Yeah,
Wow.
oh my gosh!
My emotions. Everything's
Very
falling
emotional,
apart.
right?
love you all. You're wonderful.
I love all of you.
If you too want to have an experience like that, back to Last Caravan on Kickstarter.
Yes.
You want to get intense, complicated conversations with your family over an alien that's mind melding with the random English guy.
That's what your real family is. Too boring for you.
Yeah.
So
Oh gosh. Oh, wonderful, everybody. Thank you so much. That was really great. Well, that is our session for tonight. So next week is the night before the end of the Kickstarter, and will be the last session we're going to be playing of this for now. We may come back to this campaign later, but this will be sort of a mid-season finale of sorts. We'll get ourselves really out of. I know it's so short, it's so crazy, but we hope this is a useful preview of Last Caravan and how some of its mechanics function, and yeah, also a pretty interesting story for us to tell. So thank you all so much. Please, subscribe to Ghostlight RPGs if you'd love to see more content like this. And yeah, check out The Last Caravan on Kickstarter. I think that's everything for us this evening, but thank you all and have a wonderful night.
thank you. Good night.
Bye.